Hi budget babes, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Guys, if you're new here or returning, my name is Jaliyah.Kreationz. I teach people how to budget, so welcome. Today guys, I am in a change of scenery. I'm actually in my vanity table because the lighting looks way better. So you guys know I'm a fool for some good lighting. So we're gonna be doing Morella's budget here today, guys. I do have live turned on with me, so if you hear me asking questions in between, it's because I have live on. But Morella's goal is to save to move out, so we're going to be creating her a weekly budget, a monthly budget, and a weekly budget to see how much money she'll have, or to set up a savings goal for her to save to move out. I hope you guys like my nails. They're finally different. So yeah, let's get straight into it. I'm going to turn my live camera on and I'm going to get started. Okay, so the first thing we are going to do is we are going to go in and write in our calendar. So we're doing January. This is a budget for January, and I'm gonna put 2024 because it's crazy to think that we're in January 2024. So we're gonna go in and write her dates in here, the month. So January starts on a Monday, so 3, 4. So budget babes, the first thing we're gonna go in here and do is go and write our calendar. This is going to help when we're figuring out what pay period or what check is going to cover each bill, just having our calendar filled out here. So let's go ahead and fill this out. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. These are the new pins that are going to be a part of the men's bundle. Look how nice they write. YT, I'm not going to be showing you guys the new planner. I'm dropping the bro bundle until later, so y'all gotta wait when I do a planner reveal video. If you follow me on TikTok, you probably seen the planner that's coming up. So perfect. So now what we're gonna go ahead and do is we're gonna go in and write Morella's pay periods down. She gets paid, let's see here, she gets paid every Wednesday, so she's on a weekly pay here. So this will be a weekly budget as well, guys. So we're gonna go ahead and put payday here, payday here, payday here, and let me zoom in on my camera so YT can see this better. Payday here and payday here. So she's paid every Wednesday. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna set her up a monthly budget. We're gonna set up, sorry guys, I'm recording on the camera too. So guys, we're gonna set up a monthly budget first. The reason why we are starting with a monthly budget is so we can see the overview of the whole entire month to know what's coming in and what's coming out. So how we're going to do that is we're going to go ahead and add up her checks here for the whole entire month. So there's 4 weeks in the month here, and we got payday. So we got payday 1 here, payday 2, payday 3, payday 4, and then it's 5 weeks actually in January. January is a long month. So we're going to go ahead and add up her weekly pay here. So she gets $847 per week. And there's 5 weeks in this month of January, so her monthly income here is going to be $42.35 for the month. So we got a monthly income of $42.35. So now we're going to talk about 2 different type of expenses. Fixed expenses versus variable expenses. Fixed expenses are going to be our expenses that are usually the same every month. So this is going to be rent, mortgage, car insurance, phone bills, things like that. Since her goal here is to save to move out, we're not going to have a lot of that going on here. So we're not going to have a lot of fixed expenses because she's living at home to save to move out. So we got a monthly income here of $42.35 for the month. So we're going to go ahead and write this down again. $42.35. And we're going to go ahead and write her fixed expenses. So on the 17th, we have our phone bill coming out. So the phone bill comes out, and the phone bill totals to $136 here. So we're going to go in and write all her fixed expenses in. Then we have on the 27th, we also have cable coming out. which is going to be $60. And then we also have gas coming out for the house. She helps with the utilities for the gas on the 19th. And this is utility gas, guys. And this is going to be $60 here. So those are everything she has for her fixed expenses. So now we're going to go in and write down our variables. So guys, variables are going to be credit cards, groceries, gas, eating out, personal care, spending, all the fun expenses here. So let's go ahead and put this here. So we have a Wells Fargo credit card. I'm just going to put WF credit card, and that's the only credit card she has with a minimum of $25. And then we have subscription/gym. So guys, subscription/gym are going to be a fixed expense because those usually come out the same every single month. And it's like the bill that's the same. You're always going to see me put these as a variable because subscriptions, you can always cut those to save money. They're not like rent and your main bills, you know, that you need to have the same every single month. So we're going to cut those to save money. Okay guys, so we're going to finish filling in the variables here. So we got our subscription/gym. Remember, variables, our gym and subscription are technically a fixed expense because they're usually the same every month, but we're going to put them as a variable because we can always cut those to save money. So then we have car gas here. Car gas is going to be a variable as well, which totals us to $192 per month for gas. Then we have eating out here for $200. And then we have self-care for $80. And then we also have spending for $300. Okay, perfect. Now that we have all those expenses, we're going to go ahead and add everything up here. And our credit card minimum comes out on the 6th of the month. So we want to make sure we get this included in our budget here. Perfect. So let's go ahead and add everything up here. So let's go and add our fixed expenses first. So 136 plus 60 plus 60 is going to be 200. Hold on, I think I'm missing something. Hold on. What are we missing here? Oh, we're also missing car insurance here. We gotta include. Wait, let me see. Let me check something out. I think she pays her car insurance every 6 months. So yeah, okay, we don't need car insurance here. So that's why we don't have car insurance on there, guys. She pays that every 6 months. So we'll just have to put money aside for that. So our fixed total to $256. Let's go ahead and add up our variable expenses here. So 25 plus 96 plus 192 plus 200 plus 80 plus 300 is going to be $893 here for our variables. And let me add this up one more time to make sure I'm not missing anything. $25 plus 96 plus 192 plus 200 plus 80 plus 300 is going to be $893. So $893 plus $256 is going to give us $1149 here for our total of expenses. So $1149 is how much it costs to be Morella for the whole entire month. Perfect. Before I find the cash surplus, I'm not going to worry about the cash surplus at this moment, you guys, for the monthly budget, because I'm actually going to find the cash surplus during the weekly just to make sure everything adds up here. But I do want to go in and write her subscriptions when they come out. So subs will come out this day. The gym membership will also come out on the 18th here. And then we wrote in all our paydays. The paydays are going to be $847 per check. You don't have to write the amounts in here if you don't want to. It's just totally up to you. So we got 847, 847, and 847 here. We're also gonna have this in our weekly template. Okay, so when we are doing a weekly budget, we want to go in and write down the weeks of the month here. So we're gonna still put our last week of December because we did this budget the first week of January. So we're gonna go ahead and put December 31st to January 7th. I usually like to close your budgets doing a Sunday to Monday versus Monday to Sunday schedule here. So that way we're just covering the beginning of the week and the end of the week, and then we'll fit your pay periods inside of there. So January 8th to January 14th here is what we have to plan for. And then January 15th to January 21st. And then we'll go and do January 22nd. To January 28th. And then we'll go ahead and do January 29th to February 4th here. Perfect. Okay. So now what we're going to go in and do is we are going to write down what expenses come through the first week of December 31st to January 7th. So we do have a pay period this week. We are paid on a weekly basis. So the income that will come in this week will be $847. That is the income that comes in this first week of January. Hold on, let me zoom in here. Okay, so between December 31st to January 7th, what bills do we have that come through in this pay period? So let's go and look at our fixed expenses. So we don't have our phone bill, we don't have our cable, nor do we have our gas bill that comes out. We're looking at December 31st to January 7th. So let's go ahead and look. I don't see anything that comes out in this pay period that we need to cover, but we do have our credit card minimum that comes out on the 6th. So this will need to be covered with this check. So we're going to go ahead and put credit card here. I'm going to go ahead and put credit card as our variable expense, which is going to be a $25 minimum is what we owe on the 6th here. Since we don't have any fixed expenses coming out, we're going to go ahead and just put a 0 there for our fixed expenses. So there goes our credit card minimum for $25. And then let's look at our variables. Since we don't have any fixed that come out this week, we want to look at our variable expenses. So we have car gas. We need to fill up our gas. We can possibly maybe do some eating out. Our eating out budget is $200 for the month. So we can go ahead and break that down to possibly maybe $50 a week here. That will give us $200 a month. So let's go ahead and do our eating out here. Can go ahead and eat out. We have some money coming in and we're going to put our budget in here for the week. So we got eating out here for $50. And then what else do we have? We need to fill up our gas tank. Our gas usually totals to $192 per month. So let's do 192 divided by 4. That's roughly about $48 per week that we would average on gas. Oops, sorry, I accidentally pressed the clear on the calculator. My bad. It was $48 though. So we got gas here for $48. Perfect. And then we have a spending budget of $300 per month. So let's see, 300 divided by 4. It's going to total to about $75 per week. So let's go ahead and give ourselves a spending. So guys, remember, you can give yourself a budget for spending, especially if you're an impulsive spender. If you have the money left over, go ahead and give yourself some space to put a budget for spending. Budgets aren't restrictions. It's just giving our money a purpose so we can be making the most out of every penny. So what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to go ahead and add up all of our variable expenses for this week. So 25 plus 50 plus 48 plus 75 is going to total to $198 here for this week. So boom, we didn't have any fixed expenses or any bills that came out this week that we had to worry about. So we're gonna zero those out. So our total expenses for the week is gonna total to $198. So 198 is our full expense total. So just how we do for a monthly budget, where we add up everything and subtract it at the end of the month, we're gonna do the same thing for our weeklies. So our cash surplus is going to be the money we have left over after our bills and expenses. We're just doing this on a weekly standpoint now. So how do we get the formula? The same formula we would do for our monthly. We're going to take $847, which was our weekly income, and we're going to minus it by our total of expenses for the week, which is going to be $198. So $847 minus 198 is going to be $649 that we have left over to put in our savings. And now we got our first week of the month taken care of. Woot, woot, woot. Woot, woot, woo. Okay, so guys, now that we finished the first week, we were able to put $649 in our savings. So now we're going to go to the next week. So the next week that comes up is going to be January 8th to the 14th. Do we have any fixed expenses that come out in between this time frame? We do get paid again, $847 here. So this is our income. Coming in is going to be $847 is the income that comes in this week. So now let's go ahead and look at our expenses again. So we got our fixed here and we have our variables. I don't see any fixed that show that come out within the 8th to the 14th. So our fixed was zero out. We could check our calendar again to see if we have any credit cards or subscriptions. It looks like we have some subscriptions that will come out, so we'll cover that for sure with this one, but I put the subscriptions in the variable section just because you can cut those to save money. So in our fixed category, once again, we don't have any bills that are going to come out in this time frame. So now let's go ahead and write down our subscriptions. So we have Prime that's going to come out here, which is going to be $22. We also have Netflix that's going to come out here for $30. And then also our gas will be coming out again, which is going to be $48. And then we can do some more eating out here again, because our weekly budget for eating out is $50. So we got eating out here for $50. And then also our spending budget for the month is $300. So we broke that to $75 per week. So let's go ahead and fill this in here. Spending for $75. So boom, we just got a week full of variables. So let's go ahead and let's add this up and let's see how much it costs to be her for the week and see how much we're able to put in our savings. So we got $22 plus $30 plus $48 plus $50 plus $75. It's gonna total to $225. So our expenses for the week total to $225. So we're gonna go ahead and write this here in our expenses for the week. So now we're gonna find our weekly cash surplus so we can see how much we put in our savings. So we're gonna do $847, which is our income, minus $225, which is our total of expenses. So 847 minus 225 is going to be $622 that will go in our savings. So this is how you guys can break down your weekly cash surplus. If you're paid bi-weekly, you'll have to do it a little bit different. You will add yours up a little bit differently depending on how much money you have left over covering the following weeks. Like let's say, oops, sorry, my camera's zooming out. Hold on, you guys. Sorry, you guys, my camera was going in and out. So let's say you were paid on a bi-weekly standpoint. So if you're paid on a bi-weekly standpoint here, this check, depending on what you get made, will possibly have to cover this next week. And then when you get paid again, this check would have to cover the next week. So I do have a bi-weekly example you guys can check out on my YT channel here as well. But since we're doing on the weekly one, we're kind of just going as the weeks go. But sometimes when you get in that position, you might have to do 1 week to cover the other, just depending on how your expenses go, or pull the money you have from the previous check to cover your bills that come out the next week. Okay, so now we're going to January 15th to the 21st. So let's go look at our calendar here. So January 15th to the 21st here. So this is why it's good to have your calendar. We have the 15th to the 21st. So we're looking at 15 to 21. We'll get paid again on the 24th here. So we for sure need to cover our gym membership. So I'm going to go ahead and put the gym on the fixed side, but you know, I'm just going to write it in here since it's something we have to pay. You guys can put it as a variable, however you want to organize it. But our gym membership totals to $21. So we're going to go ahead and write our gym membership in here. Also, the 21st, January 15th to the 21st, we also have the phone bill that will come out on the 17th. So this check that comes out will have to cover the phone bill. So let's go ahead and put the phone bill in here as well. So we got the phone bill, which is going to be $136. And then what else do we have here? The gas will come out on the 19th as well. That's written here in our bills. So let's go ahead and put that there as well. So we got gas for $60. Perfect. So now we have our fixed expenses for the week. Let's go ahead and add those up. So 21 plus 136 plus 60 is going to be $217 that we for sure have to cover on bills for this week out of our check. So now let's go in and add our variables. Once again, our variables are really repetitive, so we're going to go in and fill these in. Once again, we got our gas here. We don't have any subscriptions that come out, but we fill our gas tank with $48 weekly. And then we're going to go ahead and put a budget for eating out for $50. Perfect. And then we're also going to put our spending for $75 as well, since that's in our budget. And then we're also going to put self-care here for $80, since we do have a self-care budget. We haven't added that in. So let's go ahead and add our self-care for this week, just to make sure we're getting that covered for the month. Perfect. Okay. So now we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to add all this up. And remember, the weekly income this week is $847. Sorry, you guys, I forgot to add that there from the jump. But let's go ahead and add up all our variables and see how much our variables cost for the month. So 48 plus 50 plus 75 plus 80 is going to be $253. So 253 plus 217 is going to be $470. So like we did before, we're going to find our weekly cash surplus. So 847 minus 470. This is going to let us know how much money we have left over after all of our bills and expenses. So 847 minus 470 is going to be $377 in our savings. And boom, just like that, another week is covered here. We paid our bills and we have a portion to put in our savings. All right, so now we're going to get to the last week of January here, budget babes. So the last week is January 22nd to the 28th here. So our monthly income that comes in is going to be $847. So we're going to do the same process we did before. What fixed expenses do we have that come out around this time? We don't have any subscriptions coming out, but we do have the cable that comes out on the 27th. So we for sure we need to cover that with this check. So let's go ahead and write cable here, and the cable was $60. So that's our only fixed expense, which is going to total our fixed expenses to $60 this week. So let's go ahead and write in the rest of our variables once again, which is really repetitive. Gas tank again will need to be filled for $48. And then we also have eating out here for $50, and then our spending for $75. That way we covered all of our expenses for the whole entire month. We just broke it down on a weekly basis. So let's go ahead and add this up. So we got $48 plus $50 plus $75. It's gonna be $173. So 173 plus 60 is gonna bring our total of expenses to 233. So we can go ahead and find our cash surplus, which is gonna be 847 minus 233. 847 minus 233 is gonna give us 614 in our savings. Woo, 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 woo. Now we can go ahead, we can go ahead and add up our full expenses for the month and see if it matches what we saved here. I might just put that last week too, because that's still technically part of January, a little bit January, February. But let's go ahead and see what our full cash surplus was supposed to be for the month. So for $42.35, and this is doing our monthly budget. $42.35 minus $11.49. Let's see what this is gonna be. $42.35 minus $11.49. Our cash surplus here should be close to $30.86. January is a longer month, so we have that extra week that we added in there. So let's see here. 649 plus 622 plus 377. Let's see here. Plus 614, and I think the last week would give us our cash surplus of $30.86. Let's see here what this last week would be. So we would get $847 here, and then what expenses come out between the 29th to the 4th here? We don't have any fixed expenses that come out this week, so it will be a same repeat of the first week here. So what day does the credit card come out again? The credit card comes out on the 6th. That won't be with this check, it will be with the next check. So we'll zero out for fix, and then we'll have gas here again for $48, eating out for $50, and then spending $75. Let me see here to make sure we even out for the month. So it should be, let's see, let me use my other calculator so I don't mess up my number. 48 plus 50 plus 75 is going to total our expenses to 173. So 173 here. Our cash surplus, 847 minus 173. Um, 847 minus 173 is gonna give us 674. Perfect. And then 674 plus our 2262 was all of our savings for the week added up, except for this last week, plus 674. It's about 2936. So we get to that cash surplus here pretty close. So our goal was to have about 3086 for the month, but after writing it down on a weekly for January, did we miss something here? No, that's about right. Yeah. That's about right. Yeah. Okay. So the full cash surplus we would leave for the month would be $29.36, which is still pretty good. It's close to the we may have overquoted the paychecks for 5 weeks, but yeah, that's close to our savings. Our savings are supposed to be $30.86 and we're at $29.36. So due to the 5 weeks, that's actually pretty close. So yeah, you guys, that's how we would set up a budget to reach our savings goal. I hope this helps someone that may need help setting up a budget, but that's what we have there. To keep track of our budget, we'll make sure we're expense tracking each month, and then at the end of the month, in her savings, her starting balance will be $29.36. And let's say she sticks to her budget for the next 12 months. We're gonna do $29.36 times 12 months. We'll have about 35 grand in her savings. Okay. So guys, that's how we convert our monthly budget to a weekly budget based on our savings goal. Remember, this is gonna look different for each person depending on your expenses, your financial goal, and all of that stuff here. Her goal is to save money to move out. I think if we're saving at least $2,900 per month or close to 3 grand per month, we'll reach that goal pretty quickly. All right, thank you guys so much again for watching. Make sure you guys subscribe, like the video. I will be posting a video on Sunday, guys, of doing meal preps. I was supposed to do that for this video, but I had a lot going on. So I'm gonna get it taken care of for us here soon. I know Chris, thank you Chris, I know you recommended that in my last video if I could do some meal prep, so I got you. But thank you guys for watching. All planners can be found at Jaliyah.Kreationz.com. I hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you guys again soon. Bye, budget babes.